The following is a podcast from a qualified senior care provider heard on the Answers for Elders radio show.
And welcome back, everyone, to Answers for Elders Radio Network. And I am so thrilled to have had Benjamin Sermi, who is the Director of Education and Culture for Kelch Communities. And for those of you that are hearing that name and listening to it for the first time on our show, I think one of the things, Benjamin, I want to talk a little bit about where Kelch Communities are located. You're in 8 states in the U.S., is that correct?
Yes, 8 states, Chicago towards the West Coast. So we're
Wow. And you know, that's really great. Of course, we're in Chicago, our show broadcasts there, and we will definitely, I know that if you're in a community that, you know, just go to the website, you will see where you can find it. And I can see, oh my gosh, so many, you know, Washington, Idaho, Montana, California, Arizona, Colorado, Texas, and Illinois. So yeah. I think that's so great. And of course, for those of you that have listened to the show before or go to Answers for Elders, we do have an interview with Kelch's CEO, Aaron Kelch, and we encourage you to check that out if you're looking for a community for your loved one. So Benjamin, I want to talk a little bit about the options. There's got to be some resources out there that people can check out in thinking, how do I do this? How do I reinvent myself as I'm retiring?
Yes, absolutely. Well, first of all, you know, there are usually a lot of local options. Like, do not discount the community center in your city. Do not discount any kind of lifelong learning institute at a local university, right? There are, in most metro areas, some really cool stuff happening that is empowering seniors to continue learning, to continue
I love that.
New businesses. So don't forget your local area.
I just saw one of our senior centers here in the greater Seattle area. They're teaching seniors how to write a business plan. I love that.
Yes, see, exactly. So check out those local centers, because that's where people are coming together. That's where people are really coming together to do cool things. You may also find faith communities in your local area that are doing some really innovative work that is just fascinating to you, as well as many senior living communities like ours offer educational events that connect you to resources and people that you might not have thought through or thought about, right? There's also some really cool stuff happening at kind of a national level with new organizations that are doing some fun stuff. So Code Generate just got started recently. And what they do is they bring the generations together to solve pressing issues. They have a program that brings retired physicians out of retirement and puts them in the most challenging places in America to help. They have a program that pays seniors who want to do something special with their encore years, actually pay them and mentor them in doing.
Isn't that wonderful?
Fellowship. Yeah. And then Maturius and Seniors at Work are 2 organizations that are matching seniors who want to contribute in the business world with organizations that want their talent. Catch a Fire is for nonprofits and others. What they do is they find nonprofits that really want to grow and do better, and they match them with someone who wants to give them a 1-hour call, just a 1-hour call, where they can ask them questions about their knowledge base, right? Because so many seniors have years of experience doing things. A 1-hour call can change the trajectory of a nonprofit. And then they also offer kind of short-term projects where maybe someone could help them review their business plan or help them with their marketing strategy. Bloom is really interesting. Bloom helps people who want to plan their encore years with a 3-week group coaching program to help them identify what is their encore years going to look like.
Wow.
Yeah. And then Get Set Up is a very, very big, very growing organization with over 4 million users, where the older adults teach other older adults in all kinds of subjects. So I could go on, but there's a lot of interesting things happening in kind of this.
Well, and you know, when you say that, it's really interesting too, that there are more and more organizations or opportunities. I know that, for example, we've heard stories of like now there's daycare communities that are going and living in senior communities. And so they have the opportunity to now interact with seniors that are, may want to connect with children to keep them young. That's amazing in itself. I've seen, activities of educational workshops and trips that seniors can take to learn to go to destinations. And I think the other thing is that there's a lot of seniors that have lived like really profound lives, people, things that they've done, and they're looking at the second half of my life that I can just drop it off. Like, what's next? There needs to be a plan. And I think that's one of the things that I'm really excited about, having this process. And, if so many of our listeners are over the age of 50, Benjamin, and we all should be thinking about these things even early when you're in your 50s, should you not?
Absolutely. If you don't identify what matters to me, what connections and relationships, purpose matters to me, and what do I want to be doing when I'm 90, then we're going to make plans just based on finances. We're going to make plans just based on proximity to businesses, people, et cetera, that maybe I used to hang out with. We're going to make decisions just based on comfort, and we're not going to make decisions that set us up to be able to keep doing it to do. And we're going to find that those things end up being cut away from our lives because we didn't plan for that.
Yeah. And, for each and every one of us that, that are listening to you, because I think one of the things that I look at when I turn 65, I get frustrated with my husband because he doesn't have the same drive for purpose. He's one of those people that would rather just sit and play bingo all day. Not really, but he watches TV. He doesn't have the desire to build that. And that concerns me on a personal front. And yet what you're saying is, no, that's not necessarily true. People can thrive on what they love to do. And that's where he's at. He doesn't want to do that. Well, I've always been that goal-driven person. So obviously we're going to go a little bit because I want to pull him with me. So obviously then you turn into marriage counselor, right?
Well, if part of your purpose is to stay married and be happy, you may need to pick a situation where you can walk out the door and be sitting in a non-public boardroom. Well, he can stay in the room watching TV.
And it's the other thing is sometimes it's a good way to find compromise and to, challenge yourselves in the relationship. So Benjamin, I am so thrilled you've been on the show with us today. And thank you so much for being on Answers for Elders.
It's been a pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Time to get back to Suzanne and more Answers for Elders.
Welcome back to Answers for Elders Radio. As we are here to close out the hour, I would really like to thank Mr. Benjamin Sermi for being with us this hour. Remember, you can reach out to Kelch Communities at kelchcommunities.com. We at Answers for Elders thank you for listening. Did you know that you can discover hundreds of podcasts in our library on senior care? So visit our website and discover our decision guides that will help you also navigate decision making. Find us at answersforelders.com.